What's up, guys? My name is DeAndre Brown, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Minus Popcorn Review. Now, today, since it's getting around Thanksgiving, we will be uncovering the mystery behind why there are close to none Thanksgiving TV specials and movies. Because there are plenty of Easter films and plenty of Christmas films, but not so many Thanksgiving films. And that's what I will be discovering today. So without further ado, let's get poppin'. Okay, so according to Google, the last Thanksgiving movie that was produced was the 2023 horror film titled Thanksgiving. Now, I'm not even gonna count that as Thanksgiving film because that's one of the horror category. Like, they did the same thing with Christmas movies. Why are we butchering Christmas and Thanksgiving movies and turning them into Halloween movies? Now, I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself, cause that sounds like that could be a whole nother topic. But, the big question, why are they turning a Thanksgiving movie into a horror film? Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time to be grateful for everything you have and to spend time with your family members. But it just doesn't seem like the studio understands that anymore. So I did some further investigating, and as a matter of fact, that horror Thanksgiving movie was the last Thanksgiving film or even TV special that we have received in 2 years. Now that may not seem like a long time, but do you know how many Christmas films and shows get produced each year? In Entertainment Weekly reported that 116 new Christmas movies were released in 2023, and that's not counting every single platform that aired Christmas movies and shows. Like, I can't even count to you how many Hallmark Christmas films I've already seen trailers for on YouTube. And Disney Plus, they're making a whole Jonas Brothers Christmas movie. Everywhere we go, guys. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. What happened to Thanksgiving, guys? What happened to Thanksgiving? You know what? Since y'all are just trying to skip the Christmas so much, how about we just skip Thanksgiving altogether? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? Cause guess what? No Thanksgiving means no Thanksgiving break. And no Thanksgiving break means all kids, y'all are back in school. That's what's happening right here. That means no turkey, no none of that. No Macy's Day Parade that they have every single year. Nuh-uh. Let's just cut all that stuff out. Cause y'all just want to skip to Christmas. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, so I did some more research, and quite a few reasons why studios and TV companies are not producing Thanksgiving films. So one reason being that due to scheduling, a lot of Christmas films or shows get released in November, which doesn't really make a bit of sense to me. Like, sure, we can all get excited for Christmas or whatnot, but is it just me or does everyone kind of just skip over Thanksgiving? I mean, there's at least one or two Thanksgiving films that people still watch to this day, and one that they play every single year on Thanksgiving is A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, which applause to the Peanuts guy. Because that that's a good Thanksgiving special. And we can't forget that the Macy's Day Parade airs every single year. So those are two things that I can say that I look forward to watching on Thanksgiving Day. And a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, it just really captures what Thanksgiving is all about. And the Macy's Day Parade, it's just cool to see all the new floats they have. So good entertainment right there. But I feel like that if they just started releasing the Christmas films in December, then we wouldn't have this problem. Because it's not like you see them releasing Halloween movies at Easter time, right? Or we don't see them releasing Christmas movies at Easter time, right? The reason that they're doing this is because they want to air their Christmas films longer. And the longer they air, the more money gets filled in their pockets. The longer they air, more people get to see them. The longer they air, they have a higher chance of more people seeing that film and going to the theaters to go watch that film, or going to Disney Plus to watch it. So all of the above. And merchandising. Guess what? If we make all these Christmas movies and specials or whatnot, think about how many toys we can sell. Think about how many clothes we can sell. So they're like, let's just release this in Thanksgiving so people get an early start. Because you're not going to find anybody, and I mean anybody, finding out that they haven't seen a Christmas film and it's February, okay? That's not going to happen. They try to release them around the holiday time. Now, another reason why we don't see any Thanksgiving films or TV specials like we used to is that when it comes down to it, there's not really that much you can cover in a Thanksgiving movie when you really think about it. There are tons of Christmas, Halloween, and Easter films and shows. Let's not forget about shows. Because there are countless stories you can cover in those shows and films. And the studios have tried in the past to make a Thanksgiving movie or show. But let's just say they're not the biggest box office hits. I think it's because nobody really wants to see a film revolving around people eating and being grateful for what they have. And that's what the studios have produced in the last years. But maybe if they could add a little more adventure and excitement to the productions, then more people would watch them. Because let's be honest, people are going to choose to watch a movie with some magical chase on Santa's sleigh than a bunch of people eating around the table. But let me remind you guys that they have actually made a Thanksgiving action movie before for kids. Because I looked up on Google and there's a lot of Thanksgiving films that are live action, but they're not really for kids. A lot of them are like for adults. But Freebird, now hear me out, guys. Freebird is a fantastic Thanksgiving movie. Now, I don't know what the box office was on that, but how about we go check that out right now? If we do say so ourselves, just put it in the old Google search. Freebird box office. Let's see. Okay, Freebird grossed over $110 million worldwide at the box office, against a $55 million budget. So that movie didn't flop. Okay, so like if they saw that movie racked up so much money, then why are they not making a sequel or a movie similar to that? Because I feel like that. Let's see, what studio produced this movie? Who produced Freebird? It came out in 2013? Holy moly guacamole. What are we doing here, guys? This movie made over $110 million worldwide, and we haven't seen one since 2013? And I've seen a Christmas film every single year of my entire life that's new? Have y'all seen how many Home Alone movies they have? The sequels are crazy. Okay, so it was produced by Real FX Creative Studios, which never heard of them, but my applause. My applause to you guys. 10 stars, 10 stars, 10 stars. Oh, another film that I've also heard, which I think anyone can get on board, and I'm pretty sure all you guys have probably seen at least once, but it came out in 1987, which I've heard a lot of adults say that this is one of the best Thanksgiving films I've ever seen. Well, yeah, because it came out in 1987. Yeah, exactly. So this is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, I wouldn't say that this is a family-friendly movie because this is a rated R movie. So that's probably explains one reason why adults are so into it. Like, rated R has become a big thing in these movie studios. So I don't know what they think they're cooking with, but it ain't cooking to me. Okay, so those are just two movies that are very popular in the Thanksgiving world. And I can name you about probably 15 Christmas movies on the spot right now. So, and that's really sad when we really think about it, guys. Like, Thanksgiving used to mean something to people. Okay, so maybe it wasn't like the big holiday everyone waited for. But it still had some personal meaning to everyone. And now everyone's over here singing some jingle bells, and it's November 1st. Like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Another reason why Thanksgiving isn't that popular with studios is that, let's just say, Thanksgiving's arising isn't exactly family friendly. Now, they don't teach this in the history books anymore, kids. Unless they do, and I just haven't seen them. But everyone seems to forget that right after the Pilgrims and the Indians had finished eating and had been getting along quite well, because this was the first Thanksgiving, guys, between the Pilgrims and the Indians, you know. So after that, a little time afterwards, after Thanksgiving and all that, the Pilgrims turned against the Indians, and as you can probably guess what happens next, and it was just all out madness, and it turned into a fight for survival. And I know we don't talk about it, but it happened. And I feel like not many studios want to be attached to a holiday with a dark past, even though I know if I really, really search deep down, I could probably find some dark stuff about Christmas and Easter too. Just give me some time. Give me some time, guys. But everywhere you look in today's world, there isn't a hint of Thanksgiving because every single company, not just film companies, are all trying to get that big cash. And when it comes to it, that's probably about the biggest reason why studios aren't making any Thanksgiving films and instead are making a whole bunch of Christmas films in November. You know what's funny about all this? You really want to know what's funny about this? Thanksgiving is supposed to be a holiday about being thankful for what you have and counting your blessings. But all film studios can think about is how much money they're gonna make off their next film or show. I feel like movies and shows used to actually have an impact. But now all studios are doing is making a bunch of movies that really aren't that good as past films the studio has made. But let's not get off topic. I will discuss about how studios are just making films for cash grabs in another episode. But there are so many possibilities for a Thanksgiving movie or show that people would still find time to watch in their everyday to day life. Ice Age, How to Train Your Dragon, Toy Story, Marvel, Star Wars. So many franchises that could be used, and yet studios aren't doing a single thing with them. Like, there's so many possibilities. Make a movie where all the Thanksgiving food gets stolen and the characters have to find out where it went. That's a plot right there. That's a plot right there, guys. Make a show that revolves around the characters of, let's see, maybe How to Train Your Dragon. They could probably work something up good with that because everybody loves some good How to Train Your Dragon. Make a sequel to that. Maybe find out how Buck started celebrating Thanksgiving. Make a Toy Story one, guys. Maybe make it a short or something because we're kind of still waiting for Toy Story 5. So make it short. Make a nice Thanksgiving short. Pixar, where you at? DreamWorks, where you guys at? Marvel, Star Wars, come on now, guys. And you know how Lego is always making all those nice little Lego movies and all that? They made a Christmas one. They made a Halloween one. Now I'm waiting for that Thanksgiving one, guys. The possibilities are endless. Maybe if the writers actually sat down and took the time to work on a Thanksgiving movie or TV show, just as long as they would to sit down and work on a Christmas film, then they could probably make some box office bangers like Freebird, $110 million. You know, because that's where it counts. Instead of all these Hallmark Christmas films, which I don't even know who's watching those, but I know there's some corny people out there who are watching some Hallmark Christmas films like they're the best films they've ever seen. I'm going to give it to them that a few of their movies are actually good, but then you can tell that they become more and more predictable. So you can kind of see the pattern going on with them. And I know that the pattern is supposed to be some either small town girl or small town boy ends up in this new town and they end up don't liking it. And they're only supposed to stay there for a certain amount of time or whatever because they're visiting their relatives or something. And then they meet the one. And then everything starts to change and they start seeing the world in a whole new lens. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if my Hallmark memory is right, that's technically what it's supposed to be about. You know. But this is where I give it off to you guys. What do you think about there being way more Christmas films, Easter films, and Halloween films than Thanksgiving shows and Thanksgiving films? Do you think that Thanksgiving films can be just as good as Christmas films? Or is Thanksgiving just not that big of a holiday anymore? Well, that's all for this episode. Bye. See ya. Until the next pop. And happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you guys.